What if I told you that machines built over 50 years ago with no GPS, no touchscreen, no computer chip are still out there right now, pulling plows, feeding families, and outlasting everything modern engineers have thrown at them? These aren't museum pieces. These are working legends, iron-built, oil-stained, and absolutely unstoppable. Farmers swear by them, collectors hunt them, engineers study them. Today we're counting down 10 old legendary tractors that still dominate today. Let's get into it. Number 10. Oliver Super 777. We're kicking off this list with a tractor that doesn't get nearly enough credit. The Oliver Super 77. The Oliver Super 77 was produced from 1954 to 1958 and was a versatile and powerful machine that quickly gained popularity among farmers. Its six-cylinder engine produced around 44 horsepower, making it ideal for a variety of tasks. Now, 44 horsepower might not sound like much in today's world of 400 horsepower monsters, but back in the mid-1950s, that six-cylinder engine was something special. Most competitors were still running four-cylinder units. Oliver gave farmers 6 cylinders of smooth, reliable power. The Super 77 was also known for its smooth operation and comfortable ride, thanks to its advanced suspension system. Many of these tractors are still in use today, a testament to their well-engineered design and durability. What really separated the Super 77 from the crowd was Oliver's commitment to operator comfort at a time when most tractor manufacturers were still treating their drivers like cargo. The ergonomics, the ride quality, the smoothness of the six-cylinder power plant, these were things farmers noticed and talked about. That reputation carried the brand, and it's why you'll still find Super 77s working on small farms and hobby plots across the Midwest today. Parts availability remains good thanks to a passionate collector community, and the mechanical simplicity means any competent mechanic or even a knowledgeable farmer can service one with basic tools. That is the definition of a legend. Number 9. Allis-Chalmers WD45. Next up, a machine that made history by being the first tractor from Allis-Chalmers to feature power steering. The Allis-Chalmers WD45 was manufactured from 1953 to 1957. This powerful little row crop tractor is the quintessential Allis-Chalmers piece of equipment and is considered a highly rated machine from the 1950s. The WD45 was built on the bones of the earlier WD model, but upgraded significantly. Allis-Chalmers offered it with a gasoline engine, a diesel engine, and even an LPG option, giving farmers fuel flexibility that was genuinely ahead of its time. The gasoline version produced around 43 horsepower. The diesel variant was even more economical to run. But here's the story that makes the WD45 truly legendary in agricultural history. In 1959, Allis-Chalmers debuted a concept tractor powered by a fuel cell. It had a 20-horsepower motor that converted chemical energy from a mixture of gases into electrical power to run without smoke or noise. It had 1,008 cells on board, the largest operational fuel cell unit in the world at the time, and could haul 3,000 pounds. That concept machine was the direct spiritual successor to the WD45 era. A company so far ahead in thinking that they were exploring hydrogen fuel cells while the rest of the world was still figuring out diesel. The WD45 itself became a collector's favorite and a dependable working tractor for small-scale farming operations that continues to this day. The tractor's simple, rugged design meant longevity, and Allis-Chalmers' distinctive Persian orange paint job makes it one of the most visually striking vintage tractors at any show. Number 8. Massey Ferguson 35. Now let's talk about a tractor that helped transform farming across the entire world. The Massey Ferguson 35. Introduced in 1956, the MF35 quickly became one of the most important tractors in agricultural history. Powered by a reliable Perkins 3-cylinder diesel engine, producing around 32 to 41 horsepower, it delivered the perfect balance of fuel efficiency, torque, and durability. The MF35 was the tractor that proved small farms in developing nations could mechanize without breaking the bank. It was exported across the British Commonwealth and became especially beloved in countries across Asia, Africa, and South America, places where its mechanical simplicity meant local mechanics could keep it running without specialist equipment or imported parts. These machines helped millions of farmers transition from animal power to modern mechanization. That's not a marketing claim, that's documented agricultural history. The MF35 was so well received that Massey Ferguson followed it up with one of the most successful tractors ever built, the MF135, which we'll be talking about very soon on this list. The MF35 remains actively used and restored today. Its direct-injection Perkins diesel engine is considered one of the most reliable small tractor engines ever manufactured, with owners regularly reporting well over 10,000 hours of service life with proper maintenance. Number 7. A Ford TW20. Stepping into the late 1970s, we have one of Ford's most capable and respected workhorses, the Ford TW20. Introduced in the late 1970s, the Ford TW20 was a powerful and reliable tractor that quickly became a favorite among farmers. Its six-cylinder engine produced around 128 horsepower, making it suitable for heavy-duty tasks. The TW20 was also known for its advanced features, including a comfortable cab and efficient hydraulic system. Many of these tractors are still in operation today, proving their durability and long-lasting performance. 28 horsepower from a naturally aspirated six-cylinder engine in the late 1970s was seriously impressive. Ford designed the TW series to compete directly with John Deere and International Harvester in the large-frame tractor segment, and they absolutely delivered. The TW20 struck a perfect balance between power and practicality. It had enough horsepower to pull large multi-bottom plows across big acreage, but it was also manageable enough for mid-sized family farms. The cab comfort was praised by operators, a major shift in the industry as manufacturers began to understand that driver fatigue directly impacted productivity. Ford's reputation for excellent parts, support and dealer networks across North America meant the TW20 owners were never left stranded. Decades later, that same parts ecosystem keeps these machines running, and it's why you'll still find them on working farms across the American Midwest and the UK. Number 6. Case IH1455 XL. Now we're going European, and we're going big. The Case IH1455 XL is a tractor that became an icon on the fields of Europe. The Case IH145 XL, produced in the 1980s, is a modern classic that has earned a reputation for reliability and power. With a turbocharged six-cylinder engine producing 145 horsepower, it was designed for heavy-duty tasks on large farms. The 45 XL's advanced features, including a comfortable cab and efficient hydraulic system, made it a favorite among farmers. A turbocharged 145 horsepower engine in the 1980s put the 1455 XL in an elite class. This was serious, large-scale agricultural machinery, and European grain farmers embraced it wholeheartedly. What made the 1455 XL stand out was its build quality. Case IH, formed after the merger of Case and International Harvester, brought together two legendary engineering traditions. The result was a tractor that combined American durability philosophy with European precision engineering. The 1455 XL became particularly popular in Germany, France, and the UK, where large arable farms needed dependable high-horsepower machines that could run from sunup to sundown across massive fields. Even today, well-maintained examples are still working, and the model has a serious following among European vintage tractor enthusiasts. The red and black livery alone makes it one of the most attractive tractors of the era. Number 5. Farmall Super M. Halfway through our list, and we've arrived at an absolute icon of American agriculture, the International Harvester Farmall Super M. I produced the Farmall Super M from 1952 to 1954. The Super M featured a larger engine displacement than the standard M at 264 cubic inches. The Farmall Super M increased the horsepower on the drawbar from 33 horsepower. It also has a larger four-cylinder, 264 cubic inch gasoline engine. 57,092 Super Ms were built from 1952 to 1954. Nearly 57,000 units in just 3 years. That tells you everything about the demand. Farmers loved the Super M. International Harvester was so overwhelmed with orders when it launched that they had to open a second factory in Louisville, Kentucky, just to keep up with production. Variations of the Super M, the Super MD, a diesel version of the Super M, and the Super MTA with a torque amplifier were produced. In all, IH produced 44,551 Super M tractors, 5,199 Super MD tractors, and 26,924 Super MTA tractors. The Super MTA variant was especially groundbreaking. It featured an industry-first torque amplifier that allowed operators to shift between two gears under load without stopping, a revolutionary feature for the time that dramatically improved field productivity. The Super M's gasoline and LP gas engines were advanced for their time, offering sufficient power while maintaining fuel efficiency. The use of an oil bath air cleaner ensured clean airflow to the engine, enhancing its longevity and performance. The Farmall Super M became a symbol of IH's dominance of the American row crop market during the. Today, restored Super M's are prized at tractor shows, and unrestored but running examples are still found hauling implements on small farms and hobby properties. The bright red color, the iconic styling by industrial designer Raymond Loewy, and the mechanical honesty of its design make it one of the most beloved vintage tractors in history. Number 4. Massey Ferguson 135. We promised you the MF 135, and here it is, one of the most beloved and universally respected tractors ever built. The 135 was first introduced at the Smithfield Show in 1964 as part of the Massey Ferguson 100 series to replace the aging MF 35, fitted with a Perkins AD 3.152 engine, which later gave an impressive 47 HP. This tractor was manufactured by the Massey Ferguson in Detroit, Michigan, USA, from 1964 to 1975, and for the European market this tractor was manufactured in Coventry, England from 1965 to 1979. That's a 15-year production run in Europe. 15 years. And even after production ended, the MF 135 kept going, because these machines simply refused to stop running. Powered by the legendary Perkins AD 315-4T diesel engine, it delivered around 45 horsepower with exceptional reliability. Farmers loved it for one reason: it was nearly indestructible. Owners regularly report 10,000+ hours with basic maintenance. The hydraulics are notably superior to the N-Series Fords, giving better control for loader work and precision implements. 10,000 hours. To put that in perspective, most modern passenger vehicles have engines designed for around 200,000 miles, roughly equivalent to maybe 3,000 to. Often these wonderful old red tractors are kept in the family and passed down until they finally conk out. Perhaps those who have inherited this mechanical heirloom now just see it as Grandpa's tractor. That generational quality is something you simply cannot fake. The MF 135 is found on every continent where food is grown. In India, in South Africa, in Ireland, in Canada, wherever farmers needed a reliable, repairable, affordable workhorse, the MF 135 showed up and never left. Some people call it the best tractor ever made. It's very hard to argue against that. Number 3. John Deere, a 4020. Now we enter the top 3, and this one is arguably the most famous agricultural tractor ever manufactured anywhere in the world, the John Deere 4020. The John Deere 4020 was an agricultural tractor model made by John Deere from 1964 to 1972. It replaced the nearly identical 4010 that had been introduced with Deere's New Generation series in 1960 and offered a number of improvements over the previous model, including more horsepower, heavier rear axles, and a differential lock. The 4020 diesel has a 6-cylinder engine tested at 84 drawbar and 91 PTO horsepower. The 4020 is significant for its great popularity. Over 184,000 units were built. It was the most popular tractor of its time. 18,400 units, the most popular tractor of its era. Those numbers tell you everything. John Deere manufactured 18,479 total units at factories in Waterloo, Iowa and Mexico. Diesel engines accounted for 91% of total production. John Deere engineers developed roll guard, the first widely accepted tractor rollover protective structure, RUP-OS. In 1966, it was offered on the 4020 and other new generation tractors. Then the patents were made available to the entire industry, so all tractor operators could have the protection John Deere engineers had made possible. Think about that. John Deere didn't just build RUPs for their own machines. They open-sourced the safety patents so every tractor manufacturer in the world could protect their operators. That is a moment of genuine corporate decency that saved countless lives. More than 60 years after its debut, the John Deere 4020 continues to be relevant. Thousands of units are still working daily on farms around the world, a testament to its robust engineering and practical design. The 4020 established a new benchmark that competitors scrambled to match for years. It was more than a successful tractor. It was the machine that defined an entire generation of farming, cementing John Deere's market leadership for decades. The 4020 also introduced the power shift transmission as an option, a feature that allowed on-the-go gear changes under full load. Operators went from manually double-clutching to simply pressing a button. Productivity skyrocketed. The John Deere 4020 tractor has become an iconic symbol of American agriculture and farming heritage. It represents an era of innovation and progress in farming technology. Today, the John Deere 4020 is celebrated at vintage shows, working on small farms and fetching serious money at auction. A well-preserved, low-hours example in original condition can sell for tens of thousands of dollars. That's not a machine people are discarding. That's a machine people are treasuring. Number 2. Farmall M and its legacy into the 1950s. The Farmall M earns its place this high on the list because of sheer cultural and agricultural impact. The Farmall M is a large 3-plow row crop tractor produced by International Harvester under the Farmall brand from 1939 to 1953. The M was one of the most widely produced of International Harvester's letter series, with 270,140 produced over the 13-year run. 140 units, a 13-year run. And the Farmall M was followed directly by the Super M and the Super MTA, meaning the M's bloodline dominated American row crop farming for over 15 consecutive years. The new McCormick Deering Farm, all letter series wheel tractors introduced in 1939 included the Farmall A, Farmall B, Farmall H, and Farmall M. All had beautiful new styling by industrial designer Raymond Loewy. Raymond Loewy, the same man who designed the Air Force One livery, the Coca-Cola bottle's visual language, and the Shell Oil logo, styled the Farmall M International Harvester, understood that the look of a machine mattered as much as its performance. Farmers had to want to sit on it. They had to feel pride in owning it. The N was equipped with an International Harvester C2H8 inline overhead valve, 4-cylinder engine with a 248 cubic inch displacement. The engine was dependable, easy to maintain, and could run on both gasoline and distillate fuel, a genuine advantage on farms where fuel costs were a constant concern. By 1930, 200 Farmall tractors were rolling off the Rock Island, Illinois production line every day. And by February 30, 1974, International Harvester celebrated the rollout of the 5,000th tractor bearing the Farmall nameplate, the first tractor manufacturer in history to officially cross that milestone. 5 million tractors. The Farmall M is not just a machine. It's the backbone of 20th century American agriculture. Number 1. Massey Ferguson 165. Our number 1 spot goes to a tractor that masterfully combined everything farmers needed into one exceptional machine, the Massey Ferguson 1. As farms demanded more performance, the MF165 stepped in as the ideal mid-range solution. With 58 to 60 horsepower, stronger hydraulics, and improved transmission options, it could handle heavier implements and more demanding workloads. What made it special wasn't just power, it was balance. The MF-165 became the backbone of modernizing farms in the 90s. The MF-165 took everything that made the 135 legendary: the Perkins diesel engine, the simple mechanics, the agricultural practicality, and stepped it up for farms that had grown in scale and ambition. 60 horsepower, a genuinely robust hydraulic system, and a transmission that could be optioned with Massey Ferguson's multi-power system, essentially a two-speed splitter that gave the operator far more flexibility in matching speed to field conditions. Like all the great Massey Ferguson tractors of this era, the MF-65 ran on the Perkins engine family, built in Peterborough, England, to a standard of quality that was quite simply unmatched. Perkins diesel engines from this period are celebrated for their longevity. The combination of Perkins power and Massey Ferguson engineering created a tractor that could work 7 days a week for decades. The MF-65 was deployed on farms across the United Kingdom, Ireland, North America, Australia, and throughout the developing world. It plowed fields, ran balers, operated front loaders, and powered countless implements, all with the mechanical reliability that made Massey Ferguson the world's best-selling tractor brand through much of the 1960s and 90s. Compact yet powerful, simple yet efficient, the MF-135 became a global standard and is still widely used today. The same is absolutely true of the MF-165, arguably more so, because its extra horsepower made it the preferred choice for farms just a step above small-scale operation. Today, MF-165 tractors are found in remarkably good condition across the world. Parts remain widely available. The mechanical knowledge base is deep. Online communities, agricultural heritage societies, and farm equipment dealers still stock what you need to keep one running. That is the definition of dominating today, not as a relic, but as a working, viable, productive machine. If you own one of these machines, you own something genuinely irreplaceable. If you've ever dreamed of owning one, there has never been a better time to start looking. Which of these 10 legendary tractors is your favorite? Drop it in the comments below. And if you think we missed one that deserves a spot on this list, tell us that too. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.